Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Food Junkie. This is just gonna be a little quick one. I was just reflecting on today and tonight and what's been going on and stuff like that. And I remember I did the live right before this one or before this one, whatever, when I was talking about, well, I was talking about whatever. And then a little part of it, I was telling you guys that, earlier today I sung a Brandy song, what I'm saying, and I recorded it, wasn't, and I was gonna upload it just for some humor and to lighten things up, things of that nature. Then someone wrote in my chat, Brandy too, and I said something like, "What are you talking about?" Whatever. I ain't gonna even read it. I mean, and I just moved on to the next comment was, and I kept on talking. Now, I know this whole Brandy and Monica thing, the verses was a big, huge deal, and everyone was looking forward to it, whatever. But honestly, to be completely honest with you, I had no idea that was going down tonight. I had no idea what was happening. That's why when old dude wrote Brandy 2 in my, or whoever wrote Brandy 2 in my chat, I thought they were trying to troll. I didn't block them or anything like that. I was just moving on. Then after I got off that live, first thing I did is I just refreshed my screen, whatever, and then I saw that Brandy and Monica was live having verses. And I play around all the time saying that my ESPN be on point. But reflecting back on today, I didn't know. What's up, baby? How you doing? How you doing, baby? So Carrie, sorry. What's up, Carrie? Um, I didn't know that. Like, when I tell you guys that things for me always line up the way they're meant to be. That's why I don't have too many worries about too many things. Even when things go wrong, they go right for me because things always lined up, and because God always gives me the insight and the fortitude to push forward, first of all, but also to see things and experience things differently than everyone else did, or does, I should say, or recognize the difference in the small blessings that was going on in this world. Um, but yeah, like to me, that was a sign. That was a blessing that my intuition, my insight, what I'm feeling, the vibes that I've been getting was not is going to come true. Is happening. You know what I'm saying? It may not happen how I think it, and or I may do something was not, or say something that is may seem out of the way. Like to me, it was really random for me to want to play a Brandy song today because I mean I love Brandy, I love Monica as well, but I love those two ladies because they pretty much is what I grew up with because we're all in the same age group. You know what I'm saying, in our early to mid 40s, whatever. You know what I'm saying, me older, slightly older than they are, but just for me out of the blue to randomly play a Brandy song, I haven't heard a Brandy song in years. You know what I'm saying, and for me to just randomly play her song today, joking around, trying to lighten myself up and lighten the mood that saying that I was in by singing it on record and saying and listening to it and laughing at myself was whatever, you know what I'm saying, and then talking about it in my live for a moment, and then next thing you know, I out of the blue their verses is up. What's up, Tessa baby? How you doing? What's up, Tessa? How you doing, baby? It was just random to me, and I think that people really don't understand was that when you're really in touch with the energy around you, or when your energy is in tune with the universal energy that's out there, things are going to happen that if you pay close attention to, or if you just be still or step back a little bit and look and think and listen for the signs and the clues, was not, it's going to fall into your lap. And I just, like, y'all really don't understand how grateful I am for who I am, for who God has made me to be, including my flaws and all, because it's like so refreshing to be in a space or in a place within yourself that you truly understand who you are and what you're meant to be. So it doesn't matter what kind of distractions may come your way, what type of energy may come your way. If it's not for you, you automatically reject it. And once you realize it's not for you, you automatically reject it without even trying to be hurtful or malicious in the process of rejecting it. You just know that it's not for you, and that's just who I am. Like I'm at that place now that I know that there's great things ahead of me, and there's great things for me, bigger than my wildest dreams. I just actually feel that energy. I feel it. The universe is telling me, you know what I'm saying, keep preparing yourself, keep doing what you're doing, keep honing in on your craft, keep honing in on, saying, being able to present your food the way you want it to be presented, be able to come up with cooking and stuff, come up with design ideas, come up with jewelry ideas, come up with things, because everything's going to fall into place the way, well, more so than you want it to. Like my dreams are big, but it's like I know that that's just my way of thinking is just a catalyst. The preparation that I'm doing. That's why if y'all notice, for the past couple of Wednesdays when Gina did her cards, I asked the first time I did on her thing. Hey, Sarah Patrick, how you doing, sweetheart? You know in the bushes today, are you? The first time I went to her card reading on a Wednesday. I asked her. The question was, is my preparation enough for the blessings that I'm going to receive, or something like that? I asked her, or whatever, and she did, and she said a quick no. And it wasn't like, and most people would have been offended, was not, or felt bad, whatever. But I know, like she said in her thing, I know that I'm not doing everything I possibly can do to prepare myself for the blessings that is meant for me. I'm doing I'm still moving forward, but I'm not doing as much as I know that I need to do in order for me to truly be prepared for it. I think I'm prepared spiritually and mentally was not, but I think emotionally, well, I'm prepared enough for where I'm at right now. But I know I need to just keep on doing preparation in order for me to receive the blessings that is meant for me, and I won't receive it until I'm ready to receive it for that time period. You know what I'm saying? As much as possible. And I tell you all the time, it's gonna look like I'm wilding out, I'm going out of my mind. But the blessings and that I have in store for me, that God has told me that He has helped, that He has for me, is amazing. It really is. And there were times when I thought that, well, why I don't have as much as someone else have, or this and the third, whatever. And then I realized, like all these people out there was not, who are squandering their blessings and squandering what they have, squandering their talents. And I was just, the revelation came to me is, I was worried about the wrong things. I can't walk. That's why I always say, y'all hear me all the time when I say, what I eat don't make y'all shit, and what y'all eat don't make me shit. So that's why I really am truly unbothered by what goes on. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. Hey, Denia, baby, how you doing? Grand rising to you, baby. Or, you know, I know it's not morning time, really, really, but it is what it is. It is. It truly is. And like, when I was sorry, I got an eye about the Grand Rising thing because I kind of was mixed up in it. I didn't know what to say when it's good night. I know what to say when it was a good night. I always know. I always say Grand Rising. What do you say when it's nighttime? Right in the chat. But yeah, um, I will always, like when I was younger and less focused on who I am. I was always wondering why someone else has something, why someone else has it. Why are these celebrities who is squandering their um, talent, squandering their not even fame, but squandering their influence. You know what I'm saying? To do things that they shouldn't be doing, and they're losing it. Just good evening. So you have Grand Rising, just good evening. I got it, Davey. Thank you. Appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I always wondered that was not, and I was all when I say younger, I'm like in my teens and stuff like that, because y'all know, um, okay, um, I always, like I told you, I did the modeling, acting, dancing thing, was not. I've been doing auditions, was not, and I never really caught on that way, whatever. Then I realized that that wasn't my way to influence people or put out my talent. Although I was decent at those things, um, my talent is more so because I really don't like being in front of the camera. I really don't like being looked at or watched or whatnot. Unless, well, I do like being watched, but not in that atmosphere. I'd rather be behind the scenes because I know that's where most of the money is made, is behind the scenes. I know that most of the money is made doing the creating, doing the producing, doing the writing, things of that nature. Was not being that aspect of it is where you get residual income, where you don't have to work as hard or as much in order for you to constantly go out there and saying sell yourself. And that's what the acting, dancing, and modeling was. It was me selling myself, and I realized that I don't like selling myself because I know my talent, I know who I am. But then I started focusing on behind the stuff, like being like my designing, my art, my crafting, my cooking, stuff like that. Once I caught that And I realized that, God has given me too many talents for me just to not soar and not be who it is that I'm meant to be. Well, no, it's not about rich. Like when I say my dreams, like the book that I wrote, saying the book that I wrote, whatever, I'm saying. I wrote that before I was in the process of writing that before my 10-year high school reunion. So I was what, um, 28 when I started writing that book, whatever case may be. And when I got there, that when you go to your high school reunions, well, it's not those of you who have had high school reunions, they ask you little questions and stuff before you get there. So they have a little pamphlet and a little book, and so everyone can see what everyone has been up to, this and the third. And I wrote, saying I'm in the process of writing a poetry book, and so people thinking that with that mindset, thinking that oh well, what's your idea of success? And thinking in terms of money or fame or stuff like that. And my whole thing is no. I told them my idea of success really is if I write one thing that changes one person's life for the better. To me, I was successful. And that's the same thing when I say that my what's in store for me is bigger than what I even dreamed, because it's not about being rich or having money or anything like that. It's about me truly changing the world for the better, truly changing someone's life for the better. You know what I'm saying? And being an inspiration and a kind of like a roadmap for people to come to or talk to or be inspired by to change their life for the better. Like I said, y'all, I just look like this. I'm where I'm at today, but the journey to get here. Hey, Tessie, baby, how you doing? The journey to get where I'm at right now in this moment, at this time, has been a long, strenuous, tedious one. And I wouldn't take anything away from that. I wouldn't take anything away from being where I've been, doing what I've done, experiencing what I've experienced, because all those experiences that I've had, the good, the bad, the indifferent, the tragic was not at times, got me. Hey, how you doing, baby? Joseph, how you doing? Got me to have the mindset, the mental, the physical, the spiritual aptitude that I have right now. So it's never about for me. Like I said, like I mean, the little bit of money that I have, I don't have anything at all. Like I have two pennies to rub together. That's it. You know, I will always have two pennies to rub together. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how shiny those pennies are, how much rubbing I do, it still won't take away who I was meant to be and who I want to be and who God made for me to be. I remember when I was writing my book, I was working at the airport at a car rental um, thing at the airport, and with that, I will always write. I'm always writing journaling or something last night, and so with that, one of my coworkers was like, "Well, I can't wait for you to be who you're going to become, because I can tell you're not going to change because you're always just straightforward and real and unapologetic into what you say. But it's not in a way to hurt people. Well, it's not. It's a way to, what I'm saying, express yourself and also to help them be their best self. I'm like, well, thank you. And I always read little excerpts of my poetry, was not to them, and they were like, oh, wow, it's deeply spiritual, it's deeply whatever, but it's not too preachy or too religious, and it's like you're writing from your soul. I'm like, well, how I started writing that book was through my journaling. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that some stuff happened, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where I lost the job and it was unfair, and I was fighting to get that job back, whatever. And then I just realized that that job wasn't for me. So let me start writing everything down, what's not, and just journaling out my feelings, whatever. Because I wrote like a 11-page letter to the company. Then I wrote like a 6-page letter to the company, was not. And we was going through arbitration, and was not. And I just decided I could fight this, but the reality is, do I really want to still be here and do this what I was going to do? Because this isn't for me. So let it go. And so like doing that whole experience, whatever, it was like I just decided, and I realized that things aren't for me. If things aren't for me, well, it's not. Why am I fighting to make it to fit in? Why am I fighting to keep something that's not for me? And that's what I got from that experience. And like all these little experiences that I have was not and been through, whatever. Like I said, I mean, they all weren't bad. They all were good. But like I said, I grew up in poverty. My mom didn't have a lot. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a lot, and there's nothing to be ashamed of, or nothing to be. It's not a read or a roast or a drag on me, because baby, baby. in my God's voice. Baby, y'all know I live a pretty decent life, you know what I'm saying? And my family lives a pretty decent life as well now. But growing up, we didn't have much. We didn't. Like, a lot of us didn't have much. But the reality is, I've always known, even as a small child, living in poverty basically, that I'm not my circumstances. I'm not this space. I'm not where I am at this moment. Was meant for me something much more than what I could even imagine. And that's part of, like I said, I mean, even my mom, like, no one knew that we were living in poverty because my mom made sure that we stayed clean, we stayed decent. Even if we were hungry, we didn't, like, that's why when I say I really can't ask for anything, because I didn't see my mom begging for anything, you know what I'm saying? She made do with what she had. And that's why even with my cooking was not in my art and my designs or whatever, I make do. You know what I'm saying? I could turn anything into something that looks like luxury. I could take, I could shop at Walmart, redesign the stuff that I shopped at Walmart with, as far as the clothes or whatever, or even the food, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and make it look like it came from, you know what I'm saying, Neiman Marcus or a 5-star restaurant. Because I learned that, you know what I'm saying, don't give into your situation, don't give into your circumstances. Always make sure that you are striving to be your best self at every period and every point of your life. So yeah, it was just really funny, wasn't that? And I was just, and all this came about because I told y'all I'm always reflecting before I go to bed. Pretty much, I always reflecting, think about the day, especially when I have time off. I actually done stuff or didn't do anything really as far as working was not. I always take time before I go to bed to reflect on that time that I spent. How could I have done it differently? What happened during that time? And like that. And that's part of my journaling process as well every night. You know, because I'm still writing my journal was not to make sure that, you know, I have an accurate account of what, how my day was and what's going on. But the whole thing with the whole Brandy song, it just triggered me because I was listening to a couple people that I watch that I shared so I could get the full scope, because I didn't watch the beginning of the verses. I watched, I think it came in through the middle, whatever. I think it was like 3 hours, but I came in through the middle of it, whatever, and watched it and shared it. But I went back to watch the beginning of the thing, and I was just thinking, you know, saying this day has been really fun and enlightening, because from me not even knowing that they had a verses that actually they were going to do it, because this is the first one I ever seen or watched or whatever the case may be, or even knew about, basically, besides people talking about it. Um, for me, singing a song, videotaping it being silly, to it's been mentioning in my chat, and then me actually getting offline and running smack dab into it, you know what I'm saying, was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Things happen in threes, good and bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just happens in threes. And I was just really reflecting on that and thinking about, you know, am I really prepared for what's going to happen? Am I really prepared for what's going on? You know what I'm saying? The good, the bad, and the different, because it's not going to be all good. I mean, I know that as well. I'm not so blind or so cocky or so arrogant or so up in the clouds to think that, you know, what's meant for me is going to be hit with all, you know, um, sorry guys, I was behind the chat. It's not going to be all good and all gravy. It's not going to be. It's going to be an explosion. It's going to be good for a second. It's going to be bad for a moment. Then it's going to be back good again. But like I said, as long as my mind is right, as long as I stay prayed up and steadfast in what God tells me and has me do, whatever, I'm going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to look like I'm going crazy for a moment. It's going to look like I'm lost my mind for a moment. Well, it's not. But the reality is, it's all need to be done for me to be prepared for what's happening. And like the other day when I made the video about the cracked foundation, what looks like it's going to be me walling out is going to be me preparing myself. It's going to be me preparing the foundation, carrying the, if you know anything about cement, was not, in order for concrete or cement to cure, I should say cure, that's the right word, cure, it has to have the right temperature. It can't be too hot. It can't be too cold. It can't be too. I mean, like, it's really is a science on pouring cement and pouring the foundation, and that's what it's going. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be creating my foundation so I can build whatever I need to build on top of that, and the foundation will still be solid and still be strong. So it's just like, you know, it's just like I'm always going to be reflective on what's going on. I'm always going to be reflective on what's happening with me, and always be in tune or try to be in tune with the universe and the path that I'm on. I'm never going to be 100% perfect. I'm not, nor do I want that. But I'm always going to be on this journey and this path to be the best me that I was meant to be. And I know that God has picked me up. God has carried me at times. God has left me to go on my own. Was not that he was always behind me to make sure if I fail or stumbled, was not he would catch me. So it's always that, and I'm always knowledgeable of that and acknowledging that. So what I'm always grateful that God has blessed me with the fortitude and the insight and saying the conscience and integrity and the moral standing was not that he blessed me with, because like I said, I don't try to do anything that is meant to be too hurtful to someone else. Now I have said some things that was kind of harsh. I have done some things that was kind of harsh in my days. Like I said, I've been detained several times for things that I've done. Saying a lot of fighting charges, like God said earlier today or earlier this evening when she was saying that a lot of her charges is about fighting. So is mine. Saying mine is all about fighting somebody. Saying someone said something smart, I pop them in their mouth. Saying someone tried to swing, I got out the way and busted them in the head. Someone pulled a gun, I split their skull. It's always something around fighting with me. So, like I said, nothing that I've ever done that I'm ashamed of. The good, the bad, and the different. Hey, Shan, baby, how you been, sweetheart? Well, yeah, but there's nothing that could be pulled up on me or looked at was not or revealed about me was that I'm ashamed of. My response will always be and has always been, yeah, I done it, and what? How does that change your life for the better? That's why I don't understand the whole doxing thing. Saying revealing information about people does not change your life for the better. You know. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, I just want to come to you guys and just it's just it's just I try to be in tune with what's going on around me, the energy around me. I try to be in tune with, you know, little signs, like things happen very small, very slight. Like if I didn't catch the fact that I didn't know that there was a versus tonight between Monica and Brandy, but yet hours before it, I just happened to out of the blue, I say after years of not even listening to Brandy at all, I decided to go on YouTube and pull up a bunch of Brandy songs. One hit my little fancy. I said, let me sing a song right quick online and see what's going to happen. Oh yeah, exactly, and that's what it is. The thing is, funny thing about that is you have to learn from that setback. You have to learn from that being stumbling and falling and tripping up with that. You have to learn from that, because if you don't learn from that, you're going to repeat it until you do learn from it. You know, yeah, I did too. But let's say, but the thing is that the small thing is, I mean, if I didn't even acknowledge and was thankful that God has blessed me with just the ability to have that fortitude or foresight earlier today, then all of a sudden at nighttime they're singing with that. And like I said, I didn't know anything about that, which to me, I look at that as a miracle. I look at that as a blessing, because I didn't have to do that. I mean, that didn't have to that thought, that process, that little seed didn't have to be planted in my psyche earlier to even listen to a Brandy song and then to sing a Brandy song on my computer, which I said I deleted that because I ain't gonna be making a fool of myself on camera. Not if I don't have to. And then so someone dropped it in my chat, and I didn't know what they were talking about because I totally forgot about me singing until I mentioned it. Well, I know I mentioned it in my live, and then they said Brandy too. Um, but like I said, even that moment, like why I didn't mention it, what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? And then to get offline and then to have the whole verses. And then not only that, thing is what probably is that tonight, I was watching something, and it said that their verses tonight beat up the VMAs. And I don't know the Video Music Awards, which I think it was Sunday, it was, or Saturday, whatever it was. It was that, and their verses, the views on their verses, Brandy Monica verses, was higher than the VMAs while they were live. Their live was higher than the live VMAs, and that's amazing to know that. And it's just to me it's all like connected. I know I'm a very small cog in that wheel, but I'm still a cog in that wheel, and That was what I take away from all that, was not, and like I said, I mean, and I think everything is going on with the people that we lost, and then it's just, I think that being able to see all these connecting dots and seeing how you play a part in your world, that these dots are connected, whatnot, is amazing. It's something that I'm glad that I can actually see and connect with, that I can actually put these things together and have some pride and some sense of self in that, you know. Yeah, that was just what it was like. Yeah, I saw that too when they said that. But I think it when hired in, I don't even know the count because I don't. I think it was on Instagram where it came to be, and I stream. Someone was streaming it on for YouTube that I watched. So I think it went higher than that. I'm pretty sure the views went way higher than that, and the views on it is going to be higher than that. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing. But still, 1.2 live views, 1.2 million people were watching them live. And we get happy when we get 1,000 in the chat. And we get happy when there's 1,000 in the chat. Monica and Brandy versus had 1 point, at least the highest number that we heard them call out was 1.2, and I'm pretty sure that it was higher than that. And we get excited and ecstatic and want to call the police when people get 1,000 in the chat. Like, it's the small things that people don't think about. It's the small little gifts and blessings that we have that people don't get about, that people don't really think about. Well, it's not, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't connect those dots. Everything is connected. Even the people that I'm not getting along with right now, that's why I say I love everybody. Was not, I really do. I'm not mad at really anybody. People I don't fool with, and I will snatch up quicker than other people, and I will check quicker than other people. Was not, but I'm not mad at anyone. I don't walk around being hateful and evil and ugly toward people. Was not. That's not who I am, because I know that we're all connected in some shape or form, and it is my job when I meet people or run across things with people that I may not care for or like, was not, to learn from that, learn what not to do, learn what to do, learn how to handle it, learn how to control myself, how to control my temper. Was not, don't just take a flight because I want to hit somebody in their face. You know, be able to, grow up. Right. And see, and with that, Tessie, the whole Chadwick Boldman thing. This is a little, me and my manager at my job. For some reason, we just brought him up. I want to tell y'all this when I was talking about Chadwick Boseman, was not Boseman, but we was out of the blue last week. We just brought him up. We was, I don't know what we talked about. We talked about something, and he came up in the conversation last week. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. We were talking about him, was not, and he came up in the conversation, and we were talking about how he moved in with his parents, whatever. Mentioned nothing about him being sick, nothing about his weight or anything like that. Just mentioned that he moved in with his parents, and then on Friday when I got the news that he died, that he passed, my supervisor, my manager, told me he passed. Cause I got back from lunch. He was like, "Well, he died." I'm like, "Who died?" He's like, Chadwick Boseman. I made a little corny joke, was not, you know what I'm saying? you know, just to cut the mood because it was really tense. Everyone was really upset about that. So I just made a little corny joke like I always do because I hate being tense. I made a corny joke. Cut to tonight when I was live, you guys. Y'all know when my phone was ringing. If y'all was in my live earlier today and my phone started ringing, that was somebody at work telling me that my supervisor's father passed at 3:30 this afternoon. So he was at work because he comes in at 3 o'clock. He walked in, got a phone call at 3:30 saying that his father passed, and walked right out. And I'm thinking like, and I didn't find that out until later on, just even when I called the person back, whatever, because I was on live and I didn't want to talk to her because it wasn't anything, what I'm saying, important. But I connected all that as well. Like I see little things, how things are connected, was not. It's funny, and then, yeah. What's up, Paulette, baby? How you doing, sweetheart? And so it's like, we were talking about somebody. That person died because no one knew he was sick. I know he was sick. Then a couple three that was Friday. So 3 days later, the person I was talking to about someone who died, their father just died. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, my ESPN, my spirituality, the way I'm set up in with the universe was not. I feel stuff like that. Stuff like that happens all the time with me. So when you said that, Tessie, that the whole yeah, something's gonna happen. I don't know what, and I just hope, what I'm saying, whoever happens is they're blessed. And I'll be saying all kind of prayers tonight before I go to bed to make sure that everyone wake up in right mind and right body. But when you said that the whole thing with the George Floyd thing and what God revealed to you, I get stuff like that constantly. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't go down here because da da da. You know what I'm saying? Then next, I heard that something happened. So when I make the joke that my ESPN be on point, and y'all know how I say stuff on here, and then it happens or it shows itself or presents itself later on down the line. I really do believe that I am connected somehow to something. I don't understand it, but nor am I trying to understand it. I'm just trying to embrace it and take it in as I need to, type of thing. But yeah, it's just really funny, whatever. Like I said, but that's why I know that something amazing is going to happen for me. You know what I'm saying? It may be met with tragedy as well, but I need to prepare myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and everything else for it to happen, and to be able to deal with it and continue to move forward. And I'm not afraid or I'm not scared or anything like that. It's just, I'm just prepared. I want to be mentally prepared for it. I'm not gonna like it. It's not gonna be my favorite thing to go through. Well, the blessing is, but with that blessing, I know it may be followed up with a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Because the universe has to balance itself out. Someone should perform, and the tragedy may not happen to me, but it will affect me because I will know what happened. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna feel, saying, like I could have done more to do it. I mean, like I said, I'm deeply spiritual. I'm a deeply spiritual person. I'm not religious at all. I grew up in religion, but I'm very much a spiritual person, and I definitely know that my connection with God, the universe, the higher power, you know what I'm saying, is something that I'm in touch with. And as I'm starting to learn more, read more, study more, you know what I'm saying, pray more, I'm starting to become more and more connected with it. And that's why, what I'm saying, it's just always something for me. I think everything's a blessing. Even things that you don't want to have happen is a blessing. It's definitely a blessing. It's definitely a blessing. Because you need to learn from it. You need to be able to take what you've been through, the good, the bad, and the different, and apply it to your life. It's not enough just to recognize this. It's also, you have to apply it. Because faith without works is dead. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that a Bible scripture like that? I said, I don't know the Bible. I don't quote the Bible. It's not. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. But faith without work is dead, basically. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Tessie. Like, I mean, like I said, I mean, like I said, I told y'all before that I see stuff as well. Like, 'cause I definitely know that we're not alone in this world. You know what I'm saying? There are things that can't be described or can't be explained. And I've seen things that I can describe it, but I can't explain it. I've seen things growing up. I've seen things as a child. You know, I've seen things, and I've seen, like, I mean, um, like you said about the whole George Floyd thing, Tessie. I told y'all, I think before, I saw Ronald Reagan get shot when I was younger. But I mean, I saw it like a week before it happened. And what's the guy who took the bullet from him for him? Um, what's that gun law based on the Secret Service person who got shot and that was paralyzed when Reagan was shot at? I saw him get shot on the I mean, that's what I saw. I actually saw that on the steps when it happened. But then I didn't recognize it until I got older and saw it. I think it's someone with a Baker, or is it Baker? It's something. It's something with a B. Something with a B. Something with a B. I know it's something with a B, but I didn't recognize what it was until I got older. When I say I'm much older, when Reagan was even out of office, when I saw on the footage on TV, when something was something, I'm like, oh, hold up, that reminds me. It just jogged a memory that I had, when I was a little boy when it happened. But yeah, like I mean, I see it all the time. But like I said, but I'm just now starting to. Well, not just now starting. As I got older and adult, and I started to recognize it, it doesn't scare me anymore. And I don't see everything. I don't know everything was not, but I do have this. I do follow my intuition in my gut, and God always, I'm saying, drops a little something in my spirit every once in a while to prepare me. So it doesn't come as a total shock and surprise. Because God knows I don't like being surprised. God knows me. He knows that, I like to be prepared as much as possible, if I can be, you know. Baker Brown. What is that man's name? I have to look it up. But yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but like I said, I mean, and all this conversation is stemmed, and all this thought process is stemmed from me singing Brandy earlier today and them doing the verses. You know, being able to connect things with everything, being able to connect dots where, what I'm saying, people say, well, there's no dots there, but to me, there's dots there. There's always dots there. You just have to be able to recognize the dots and the pattern of the dots. Hey, Misha, baby, how you doing, baby? You have to be able to recognize those dots and understand what is a dot and what's just a speck of dirt that you need to clean up, you know, and have everything connected. But yeah, that was just my little coming to Jesus moment to myself while before I write in my journal and pray and then go to bed. It was just my little thought processes, you guys. Because like I said, like I've been saying, it's so much ugliness for no reason that I don't get. Like, and I like that. I understand why certain people do what they do because they've been messed with and picked with and pushed to the point to where they seek. You know what I'm saying? I won't say vengeance with that, but they seek for people to leave them alone. And sometimes it seems as though, especially on here with the people that's on here, the only way to get people to leave you alone is if you bust them in their face. Violence is not always the answer, but sometimes it will stop the questions being asked. You know what I'm saying? And as long as people understand what's not, what I'm saying, if you ask them to leave you alone, that's all you can do. Leave people alone, and they'll leave you alone. That's why I say I can't judge anybody for what they do, because if you push me to the point, what I'm saying, I know what I would do, and it's not a pretty sight. And I just don't. I just rather just walk away and ask you to leave me alone before I go to the extreme to where I can't come back from. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't say too much. I don't do too much what's not, because once I get there and go there, I'm not gonna. You know how we are, Tessie, as Aries. We don't play those games. Once we go there, there's no coming back from us, and that's why I always say know yourself. You know what I'm saying? And and love yourself. It's not because if you love yourself, you're not going to allow anyone else to disrespect you or do anything like that. But then also with that, it's twofold because when you love yourself, you have no choice but to love everyone else. You have no choice but to make sure that you are putting out the best energy possible because you want that to reflect back upon you. You don't want to put out stuff, you know what I'm saying, that is going to come back and boomerang against you and you're going to be without. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, because if we go there, it's because we needed to go there. If we do something that hurts you, it's because we felt that it needed to happen. Because we gave you enough chances to rectify your behavior or to stop what you're doing. So if you get hurt in the process, your feelings are hurt, or we say something or do something was not that affects you in a negative way, oh well, you brought it on yourself. You know, stop when we ask you to, not because you want, not when you want to. But yeah, I want to come to you guys and give you a little more insight, a little bit of spirit. I will say spirituality was not, but a little positivity in how I think on things in the spiritual and the way my spiritual mentality is set up. Because like I said, I really do believe that everything is connected, the good, the bad, the indifferent, and it's your job to not only recognize it and learn it and do better, but apply the lessons that you've learned. Apply the situations, like apply it. Apply these things to your everyday life. Make sure that you treat people in a way that you want to be treated. Truly, if you have a good self, a true sense of self, if you know if you know yourself, make sure you put out the best energy out there in the world. Make sure that you start recognizing what's going on around you. Start having your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you don't um, walk around thinking that everything's about you. Like I said, everyone doesn't have to like you. It's okay. You have to like yourself. You have to like what you do. You have to live with what you do and who you are. No one else has to live with you. No one else has to live with that situation. You're the only person who has to live with it. And if you can't live with it, well, it's not. You shouldn't do it. But yeah, you guys, I just want to come to y'all and let you guys know, verses took on a whole different meaning for me tonight. You know what I'm saying? It took on a whole different meaning. It was not. I thought so much more about it than, you know what I'm saying, just, oh, two people that I like are singing against each other or comparing their music was not. So the winner of the verses was me, Food Junkie. I was the winner because it helped me think and process things and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was the it was beautiful. Thank you. You know, versus had me, you know, saying thinking of things in a different way, looking at things differently, trying to compare things to how it affects me. That's always ask. Always ask people what's not. How does it affect you in your real life? How does what you do, say, or experience without affect you in your real life? And then don't take in anything that doesn't help you be your best self. Versus tonight help me get closer to being my best self. That's what I'm saying when I say certain things was that I'm not just saying it just to say it. I really do want people to apply what they hear and listen and experience was not, and take in the stuff that helps you be your best self and discard the rest. Don't just take in everything that you hear. She sings as well. Yeah, I think I heard her sing once. It was on when they was doing all those little quick little videos with Jennifer Lewis and all that stuff. I think I heard her daughter sing once, and it was nice. Yeah, you guys. This is coming out really quick, and they want it to be this long, but you know, when the spirit moves you, you get moved and you speak. I want to thank you guys for being here, of course. Know it's late, you guys. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll talk to y'all and see y'all tomorrow or later on today, I should say. And as always, I love you guys for being here. Um, and as always, it's not important that I love you. It's more important that you love yourself. You love someone else, you respect yourself, and you definitely respect someone else. And like I said, not everything that you hear and see is meant for you to take in its totality. Take in things that help you be your best self, help you be the best person you was meant to be. Once again, y'all, this is your boy Food Junkie, and I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out. If you haven't liked the video already, like the video on the way out, please. I definitely would appreciate it. Thank you guys. Peace.